This is the condition of the ceilings, which were not done properly. You can see, actually, the marks. You can actually see where there wasn't enough plaster over the drywall. You can see the joists. You can see the actual screws coming through now, the cracks in brand new drywall, not even 3 months old. This is the kitchen I'm standing in. You can see the unfinished, the way they did the corners. The texture not even being smooth or even. You can see the condition of it. All needs to be redone. I have cracks coming out. You can see where there's not enough coverage of plaster, mud tape. You can see where you can actually see the tape, mud. There wasn't enough plaster, drywall, whatever you want to call it. Simcoat was not done properly. It's starting to come out. So all this needs to be redone. There's a spot right there again. You can see where the holes are coming through. I have another spot here where your adjuster actually marked the screw holes are starting to come through. They did not use enough coverage, and also the paint itself. We don't think they used primer, which with new drywall, you're supposed to be using the paint with new drywall. You need to use the primer and the drywall. The paint, primer and paint. You cannot use the one that has both, because what happens is it does come off. Given, well, it hasn't even been 3 months, I don't think. You can see the conditions of the ceilings. Marks everywhere. These are brand new ceilings. Supposed to be. Poorly done. And you can see what they've done here. This is their touch-up jobs. We're going a little faster. I'm going to show you the wall that they've done. This is all brand new drywall that they were supposed to fix. So this is all has to be redone because of the poor craftsmanship. Then we have a corner here, which again wasn't even finished. This is the condition that they left it in. You can see the corners. It's a mess. It's a total mess. This isn't stuff that can be just touched up as you're implying. This is stuff that has to be redone, unfortunately. And this is because of the craftsmen that you chose, who had no idea what they were doing. Here we are now in the bathroom. We have the same texture. We have the paint coming off because they've used incorrect paint. This is a brand new drywall. This is what they've done. As you can see, brand new. Condition of this speaks for itself. So all this has to be redone. It can't be touched up, unfortunately. You can see the marks, the ceiling as well. It's exact same where wasn't enough used. Again, you have a crack here. So it's not as easy as coming in and touching up, because it's going to happen again in 3 months. And I don't want to keep having people come in here every 3 months. I need a proper job done so that it's done properly. Again, you can see what they've done. Corners are horrifying. This is brand new drywall. Marks. Instead of using a semi-gloss paint, they've used a flat paint that isn't used for a bathroom. So when you start washing walls, or because of the hot water and people take a shower, you're going to have some issues. So this all needs to be repainted, redone. Now we're going to go into the bedroom. This is very difficult to see. I'm going to try adding some light in here, but the conditions of the ceilings are exactly the same as all ceilings are the same. There's your baseboards too, as you can see. The ceilings are exact same thing. You can see with the this is actually the worst one, because you can actually lift the drywall with your hand. And it also says on sides estimate where they've adjusted and corrected, which they did not do. There wasn't enough plaster put in. There wasn't enough screws put in, because you can actually lift the entire ceiling. I don't want to start pushing it because it'll start cracking, but I do have one where we have pushed on it, where you can actually see the screws coming through. Again, there's the painting, the condition. We have these being left on the walls all over the place. The texture of the wall from improper paint being used, it's not a smooth texture at all. You can see where here they haven't even used enough paint. So when it comes to trying to touch up, unfortunately with paint today, you can't just come and touch up paint, because you can see the different shades. And of course, this is the wrong paint that they used to begin with. As you can see, the plaster that they've left, all this needs to be scraped, painted, and they definitely need to repaint the walls. So we're not just talking ceilings, we're talking walls. They have not put enough paint on it. You can see the white going through, which must have been some of the primer that they used underneath. Walls aren't being covered. There's a lot of areas where, as you can see, they've painted over top. Spots are still missed on the green. And that's not even going through the whole room. Like I said, you can see with the ceiling being very uneven, starting to crack. And this is the roughest one. Now we're going to go on to and that was the master bedroom, which is the worst. We're going to go into the second bedroom, which again, I'm going to try with the lighting not being very good. I'm going to try to do this so you can see it. Again, you can see the painting where it's a mess. To me, it's not acceptable at all. I could have did a better job at painting, and I'm not a painter. It's not my profession, but these guys are paid by Intact. And this is absolutely disgusting. This is them fixing up the walls. I said, like, it's very sad that the condition of the wall, it's completely, again, you have marks on the walls from the plaster that they've got all over the baseboards. Paint all over the place. I have to see if I can try to, like I said, it's very difficult to see. I'm going to have to do this another day when the lighting is better so I can send it to you, but all ceilings are the same cracking. You can see the joists from not enough plaster, drywall being used, screws not being put on properly, the works. It's sad, but